Colorwork Beanie Make Along, our second live. How are you doing? How's my hair? It looks like my hair is improper, but it's not. How are you doing? Hello, Edith. Hello, Julmi from My Square Hat. I'm so happy to be here. We had our morning crafting morning at Greenside Nursery this morning from 9 o'clock till 12 o'clock. Edith, your sister, was there. She looked so pretty in her granny square coat. We had so much fun. It was really lovely. And then I had another coffee date with a friend of mine's mom. She's from George, and we sat there, and I think I have too much coffee in my system because I'm feeling a bit jittery. Too much caffeine, actually. So I just need to breathe because it feels like my heart is going like this. I forget that filter coffee does that if I drink too much coffee. Hello, Suzette. How are we? And what are you busy working on? Let me know. I would love to see what you're working on. I am wearing my newest finished shift, the shift cowl. Love this. Great make. And my ranunculus. And I have not really progressed thus far with my colorwork beanie because I have to make another thing urgently. And so I'm probably going to be working on that during the live. So how's the weather? How's the weather where you are? It's a little bit windy. It's cold. And apparently we're going to have severe cold in the next week and possibly even some snow here in Bloemfontein. We'll see. We'll see. We'll just put the things out of the way. This needs to go somewhere. There's a lot of things on my table. I've got a bowl of toffees on my table. That's lovely. And yeah, so there's needles lying around and notes and a pencil. Hello, Rosemary. How are you all doing? Edith, I'm so happy that you can attend the live after work. How was work? Was it busy? Was it really, really busy? Julmi says, working on my colorwork beanie. Oh, I saw the beanie on the group. It's so pretty. I'm loving it. It's raining here. Maybe we can show some of the beanies on the live. Why don't we do that? Because I see there's nobody joining me on the Zoom to show us. So, oh, I forgot my WhatsApp is not working. I need to sort out this WhatsApp issue. Okay, I will not be able to show you the WhatsApp photos because WhatsApp on this PC is not working properly. I need to sort it out after the live and see hopefully with the next one that I can be able to show you some of the pictures. That would be really, really nice. So let me show you what I'm working on. It's currently housed in my llama bag from Esterisa Yarn Creations. Isn't this just so pretty? I love it. Anyway, I'm busy with a free pattern on Ravelry from Eleanor Mortensen. Let me show you. Love in a Mist hat from Eleanor Mortensen. She is just so cool. Love this pattern. Love the yarn that was gifted to me by my friend who may or may not be on the live chat currently. So this is the yarn. I don't know who's the yarn dyer, but this is merino linen, 90% superwash merino, 10% linen. It's a single ply fingering weight. And isn't this just gorgeous? It's so beautiful. So I haven't really progressed for. Where am I in the pattern? Let me see while I'm waiting. Edith says work was very busy. Suzette says, just cast on another line cardie out of my stash. Al gold from COVID times. It's very, very cold. Yep. It's cold. Rosemary says, I'm working on colorwork beanie for a baby. Oh, that is awesome, Rosemary. I'm so excited and proud. I sent a photo on the group a bit earlier. All right, yeah, so I wish I could show you the pictures. I need to update. I will see if I will be able to get my WhatsApp working on this PC. This is an old PC. I need a new one. Maggie says, hi Jalene, ek moet 3 pare kouse maak vir volgende week. Dan kan ek aan my beanie werk. She has to finish 3 pairs of socks to be done next week. And then she can start working on her beanie. That's awesome. Jalene, I'm using my same llama bag with the cow project that I'm working on. Ah, snap. Yay. Edith also bought the same bag, the llamas. Isn't it? We bought it, I think, was it at the Karoo Winter Wool Festival, Edith? I can't remember. Mariken, hello Mariken. She says, hi everyone. I've done almost no knitting this past week. Too many distractions, and I'm going to knit a bit now while watching the podcast. I hope you get a lot done. And Rosemary says, your yarn is pretty. Yes, I love this yarn. It's really, really nice. Let me just see, I don't know which row am I. I'm busy with row number 4 of the colorwork, so let me just put it there. But I'm not going to work on it now because otherwise I'm going to make a mess. Susanna, hello Susanna. She says, hi Jalene and all in the chat. All right, so first things first. There's 2 videos out on my channel. The first one is a comparison video with regards to the Vertices Unite shawl. I'm comparing my large to my small version of my vertices that I've knitted in the past 2 years. And I'm also featuring some of the makes of our make along in, what was it? April. I think we did the Vertices Unite World knit along in April. So there's some features there. And then yesterday, my new episode of the Lekker podcast also came out where I'm showing this yarn. I'm showing progress on my Sleeping Beauty. I've actually fitted it on the podcast. And so have a look and leave a comment in the video. That will be really helpful to make sure that the video goes out into the world. Edith says you bought your at the fierce at the festival. I got mine before that. I ordered it when the llama bags came out. Oh, you see? Okay, so cool. Linka, she says hi again. I was with Linka this morning. I love Linka. She is so inspirational and funny and like, let's do this. So we're gonna have a soup and sherry morning here in July at my house for our next get-together, our Bloemfontein get-together. And so we're not going to Greenside Nursery where we always go every month. This time around, we're going to have, some of us are going to make soup, some will bring sherry, some will bring some bread. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And Philip will make sure, my husband will make sure that the kachel, what is a kachel? The fireplace is running. So that we can have a lot of heat, you know, and be comfortable in the Bloemfontein winter. It's cold. It's cold. So yeah, I'm so excited. Alrighty. So this is my yarn. I've showed my yarn. There we go. And then this is the progress on my beanie. Not a lot of progress, but I'm done with the cuff. Do you call it the cuff? No, the rim. And I've started with the color work on my, you can't really see. I still need to do a few rows. But yeah, so I've started. So that is good. And so not a lot of progress. Hopefully next weekend, I'll be able to show you more progress on this one. I'm also currently knitting a cowl in speed, like crisis mode for a gift. And that needs to be done. So hopefully it will be done soon so that I can continue on my beanie and also my sweater. So that's I also have socks on the needles, but that's not crisis management currently. I need to get this done. I also need to cast on socks. That needs to be done at the end of June. It's busy. It's busy. It's really, really busy. But it's lovely. And I think my sweater is just not getting work on because of all the things that needs to be done. So I don't know if my sweater is going to be done before I go to the Karoo Winter Wool Festival. We'll see. There's still some work that needs to be done there. All right, so let me know what you're busy working on. Julmi told us she's busy on her colorwork beanie. Rosemary is busy with a baby colorwork beanie. What are the rest of you working on? If you're not working on a colorwork beanie, it's not a problem. Wait, Edith is also working on something. She's busy working on a cowl. Yes, that's right. That is right. How was your week? It's been going so quickly. You start with Monday and then you think, oh, it's still such a long way to weekend. And then before you know it, it's Thursday. And then the week is over. It's amazing how time goes by. Julmi, the festival is, wait. Let me just pull up my calendar here. The 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th of July. So 3, 4, and 5 July. This time around, I think this is my 3rd year or 4th year. I think 22 was the first year, 22, 23, 24. So 3 years, this is the 4th year of Karoo Winter Wool Festival. For all the 3 years that I've went, we always drove in and then came back the same day. But this time around, I'm sleeping over 3 nights in the Karoo. I'm so excited. I am so excited. I'm really looking forward to it. And so, yeah, I think the festival starts on the 3rd. And then 4 and 5, the Friday and the Saturday is the main days, I think. The festival also contains running marathons, dance in a barn, and stuff like that, which I don't think I'm going to be part of that, but I'm obviously there for the yarn and the sheep and all those type of things. So yes. Suzette says no socks on the needles, 2 whips, hooded cowl, and the line cardie. Oh my goodness, the hooded cowl, the hoodula cowl, I still want to make also. I don't know when I'm going to do that. Julie asked, is it worth it? I'm so far. Okay, so what I would suggest, because it's difficult to say if it's worth it, what my perception is and what your perception is. I mean, the setting is just beautiful. It's on an actual sheep farm. That is where the festival, the main activities happen. And then previous years, last year it was a little bit difficult, and I think we're going to have the same problem this year with mouth and whatever sickness, mouth and claw, back and close here in Afrikaans. I don't know what you call it in English. So the first 2 years, there was like different farmers with their different sheep bringing their a flock of sheep to the festival so that you can see the different, you know, and they, what do you call it? So yeah, you had like actual farmers showing off the actual flock of sheep, for instance, on the festival, which was amazing. And then you hear the stories about like one farmer where he is actually collaborating with an Australian farmer, bringing DNA over also to South Africa of those merino sheep, because they are very, I want to say resilient. They are more resilient than our sheep, for instance. And so they're trying to like introduce that DNA also in that flock of sheep. I don't know if flock is there's a proper word. Anywho, so it's very interesting. And then, so it's really, you see the agricultural side, the farming side, but also then the vendors, which is having sheep projects, sheep products, right, at the festival. What I would recommend is for you to go back to my channel, here on this channel, is a playlist of the Karoo Winter Wool Festival. Go through all my videos and have a look and see if that is something that you would like to do. There's amazing food at the festival. It's really such a great atmosphere. And so I love it. It's been lovely for me to go there. But it depends on what you think, what you're looking for in a festival. So there's great vendors. There's amazing vendors this year as well. So I think it's worth it. That is my answer. Linka says, working on my windsurfer shawl. Oh my goodness, I saw the shawl this morning. It's beautiful. Edith says, Julmi, you need to go. We are having a big slow sleepover at the festival. Yes. A lot of us are sleeping over. Linka is also sleeping over. Edith is going over with her family and her sister that has been with us this morning, Dorothy. And there's a lot of people sleeping over. It's going to be so much fun. I'm looking forward to it so much. Rosemary says, I'm also busy knitting a pair of socks and busy crocheting Alexander's blanket. That is her grandson. Oh, that is awesome. Julmy says, Edith, I'm going to try my best. Julmy, I'm so excited if you come. That would be super awesome. That would be just great. Yeah, so there's a lot of us going. Annegret is going. Mariana from Sweet Crochet Dreams are going. Edith is going. There's a lot of people that's going to the festival. So it's going to be fun. You're going to see all your knitting friends, all your knitting and crochet friends, your yarny friends, your online yarny friends will be there, a lot of them. And I mean, there's Naughty Habit. Esther's are yarn creations. Who else did I see is on the list? Karoo Moon, I think, is there. Be Inspired. Who else? Big Fox Yarn. Um, there's so many people. There's so many people. Adele's mohair is going to be there. I'm sure she's going to be there. Amazing vendors. Amazing vendors. Suzette says, hectic week. Pinkster services at church every night. Yeah, so it's difficult on the church calendar or busy on the church calendar. Suzette says, mouth and claw is a big, big problem in the agricultural in South Africa. Yeah, and I saw it's really, yeah, it's going to be extremely busy. So, or not busy, but I don't think even last year, which was not there the previous 2 years, there was the vehicle had to be washed or hosed down with whatever you call it, and you had to walk over a section where your feet is also sterilized or decontaminated or whatever the case might be. So yeah, it's been really the last year it was like that. I expect that to happen this year again, and obviously then also the sheep flocks. That's not what the word. I'm looking for a specific word and I can't get it. But anyway, so I don't think they will feature the different types of sheep. It will not be there like the previous 2 years in 2022 and 2023. So that's it, Aldert Jans. Yes, Aldert Jans is going to be there. Feathered Happiness says, hi, Jalene, my mom is busy with a knitted sweater. Oh, lovely. And I'm busy with a crochet poncho, and our kitty is under her blanket on the couch. Oh, that is now screaming just comfort, warmth, absolute bliss, right? I can just see you sitting on the couch, kitty under the blanket, mom on a knitting sweater, you with your poncho. Sounds lovely. It's cold here in Sedgefield, but the big cold is arriving tonight. I mean, I can feel there's definitely a drop in temperatures. And from tomorrow, we're going to feel it here in Bloem as well. Wonder if it's the same as foot and mouth, or maybe that's just cattle. I think it's exactly the same, Susanna. Back and claw, back is foot, back is your mouth, but you don't say back for a human. You would say mond in Afrikaans, but back is an animal's mouth, and claw is foot. So back and claw is also like a claw of the animal is the foot. So yeah, back and claws is definitely the same. I'm sure of that. So yeah, so that is a little bit more, there needs to be certain rules in place to make sure that everyone is safe, and especially our animals. So I suspect they're going to do the same this year again. Your tires and your car at the bottom will be hosed down or sprayed down. And then also when you walk into the farm, obviously to also safeguard that farm because it's a working sheep farm. So it's going to be a lot of fun. What are you having to drink? I'm having some hot chocolate. I can't have any more coffee. For those that joined us late, I drank, I think, too much coffee this morning. So it's like my heart is going like this. It's the caffeine is a little bit too much. So I am slowly on a hot chocolate. It's better than full-blown filter coffee. And it's so, so nice. All right, so I am not going to work on my colorwork beanie now because I will not be able to talk to you and read comments and knit and look at the diagram. So I'm going to be knitting on my cowl. I hope you will forgive me. I am busy. Oh, you know, I almost thought my stitches went off, which is not the case. I'm busy knitting a Kuma cowl. It's also a free pattern on Ravelry. And this pattern, it's the first time I'm knitting it. I think it's going to become a regular knit. It's very nice. And I'm using this yarn. It's Kismet. Wait, let me get all the details. Where's the thingy? Okay, so it's, I think I lost my tag from this morning. Joy. Okay, the tag is lost. But this is Kismet Mist. It's a chunky wool, or chunky yarn rather. So let me be very transparent. It's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful and really soft. It's 10% wool, 10% nylon, 80% acrylic. It's the knitting thereof is a challenge. You can see it's very sticky yarn, if I can, sticky because it sticks to itself very easily. It knits really difficult. I've got to the hang of it now, so it's much easier, but it was difficult to start on this project. So yes, let me see if I have, wait, let me quickly put on yarn stoppers, needle stoppers, and see if I can fit it over my head and show you. Okay, so now it's going to be coming in on the where I'm still knitting. So it's become great and bigger. So there's increases so that you can actually pull the cowl down on over your shoulders, right? That's so pretty. I love this. I think it's going to be beautiful with like merino yarns, whatever the case might be. So yeah, that's what I'm busy knitting on. So I'm not knitting on my color beanie. I don't want to mess up my beanie. All right. Suzette says, one half daily Zoom meeting in the red meat industry. One of our big cattle, Kioran beef, had a breakout in Heidelberg. Oh, that is horrible. But there are a disaster team working around the clock. That cow, oh my word, it's awesome, beautiful. Thank you, Suzette. Yeah, that's really a big concern now. In the agricultural community, there's like a lot of meetings and all those things because it's becoming a problem. The outbreak seems to be spreading, and yeah, it's really bad. It's really, really, really bad. So yeah, but I'm glad that there's a disaster team working around the clock, trying to assist the farmers and making sure that they can hopefully limit the spread of the disease. That would be truly awesome. I think I must leave this needle stoppers out because I'm going to need them to put on here. So yeah, luckily I got the hang of this yarn. Now I just need to like work it very loosely. I can't do like tight stitches. I'm working it on a 6mm knitting needle. And if I do very loose stitches, it's much more easier to knit this yarn. But oh my goodness, the feeling of the yarn is amazing, as well as, I mean, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. So I think it's when it's done, it's going to be really gorgeous. Really gorgeous. All right, I want to know today, how do you prefer to work from a pattern? Do you work on a printed out version? Do you use apps on your phone? Or do you download it and you just read the pattern from your phone? How do you go about, and why do you choose a certain way of working from a pattern? Please let us know in the comments how you deal with reading a pattern and using a pattern when you knit or crochet or sew or whatever the case might be. I would love to know. You would have noticed I always have printed out patterns. The reason is, and I do have Knit Companion, But I have this fear that my device will run out of battery. I'm not able to charge it wherever, and then I will not have the pattern to work from. So that is my fear, and that's why I have my patterns printed out. Crazy, crazy. So I would love to know your take on patterns, how you deal with your patterns. Let me know. And do you have enough warm things for the winter? Are you sorted with enough sweaters and blankets and knitted socks and cowls and shawls? Do you think you'll survive the winter? Well, I think I will definitely survive the winter. I have a few sweaters in my closet. I have too many shawls. I love my knitted pairs of socks. It makes such a big difference. I truly, truly believe it's amazing. And so yeah, I think I'm sorted for the winter. I will be able to survive it. I even have some. How many beanies do I have? One beanie, two beanies. I've got two beanies. I've got 3 pairs of mittens. So I'm definitely sorted out. But obviously, you always need more sweaters. That is how we roll. Sifilele Macon, hello. She says, download and read portable. Read portable. Okay, so download and read on a device. Edith says, definitely paper. I need to tick off with a pencil and make notes. I know you can do it with electronically as well, but I can absolutely just not work on an electronic pattern. My brain refuses to do it. Right? That's exactly how I feel about it. I know I can make notes on Knit Companion or even on a pattern digitally, but somehow I just need the pattern in my project bag. Suzette says, on this stage, I use download on my phone, but there's a printed version in the project bag also. Okay, so Suzette is going both ways. She is using a downloadable version on her phone or tablet or device, but just in case, she's got the pattern printed out as well. You see, that would be me too. I'm trying to really limit my time on my phone, and then I just, or even like on any type of digital device. So printed pattern it is. Sifilele says, only have beanies. So will that keep you warm? Will that be enough? Suzette says, socks sorted, but cardigans not enough. That is one of my problems. I have a limit on cardigans, but I'm going to make, that is going to be a problem of the past, hopefully soon. American says, I also print the pattern and tick off the rows. Sounds very familiar. Julie from My Square Hat says, I write or type while I go, then print and highlight as a test, as well as on my phone. So you see now, Julie is also, if you don't know Julie, please go and have a look on Instagram or Facebook. Look for My Square Hat. Beautiful crochet designer. You need to go and have a look. And so she's designing, and when she designs, she says she write or type while she goes into designing her pattern. And then she printed out and tested again. But she's also working on her phone. Rosemary says, I knit and crochet using my patterns on my phone. I download all my patterns on my Google Drive, so they are filed in different files. I also have Knit Companion on my phone. Okay, right. So I also download it on my phone into different files, like beanies, shawls, sweaters, socks. I have also those different type of categories where I save the download files, but then I print those files and I work from the print versions. Maggie says, ek moet my patroon print. Ek hou van om op die patroon te skryf. So she's printing her patterns because she loves to write on her patterns. You know, I do the same. Edith says, I recently finished 2 berets in Katia cotton merino yarn in an Aran weight, and it keeps my head and ears so warm. I love them. Oh, wow. Cotton merino is a great fabric mix, I feel like. It's almost like best of both worlds. I love cotton, love merino, love natural yarns, right? So that is lovely. Absolutely lovely. Love that. That is awesome. Yeah, so I have a few sweaters, I have my socks, but I truly need a cardigan. And like I said, that will be sorted out in July and August during our make along then, because I have now a pattern sorted out for that make along. So I'm very excited to be able to knit that. I just need to order this specific yarn because it's an Aran weight yarn that I'm going to be using. So that I need to sort out. I need to buy my yarn there. And so I'm very excited to knit that pattern. Where are we? Feathered Happiness says, I don't trust anything digital. So a printed version makes me happy. And I can make notes and personalize the experience. Yeah, I mean, my Vertices Unite pattern, my socks pattern, which I know now out of my head, the Crazy Sock Lady vanilla sock pattern, windsurfer, everything is printed out. So I just go pull it out of my drawer when I want to make it again. And I was recently thinking I need to do like a folder just of the, the ones that I want to do again and again and again, because yeah, it's a joy. Rosemary says, only sometimes I'll print the pattern, like if it's something I have never knitted before. Yep. Sometimes it helps. Yeah. So I just have this fear of, it's gonna be my battery is gonna go. And then what then? Then I'm stuck. I don't want to be stuck. I want to be able to go forth in my knitting. So yeah. It's interesting how you are just not trusting the digital files or the digital things that is in place for us. So yeah, it's risky business. I feel like it's risky business. And I'm making a lot of notes. I would highlight, say for instance, I'm doing a sweater, I'm doing size 4 for argument's sake. I will make sure that throughout the pattern, I'm going to go look for size 4 and highlight my size so that I do not do something wrong. Excuse me, when I get to that section in the pattern. So lovely. So it helps. Marigan says, I definitely need to knit some cardigans. That's the plan for next winter. Sweaters take too long to put on and take off. And my temperature keeps changing during the day. Right? Now I want to cough. Let me just quickly mute myself. It's almost like something went into my throat now. And it's irritating my throat. I don't know why. Maybe the hot chocolate will work. So yeah, a cardigan can be, how do you say it? It's easily taken off quickly, right? So I can definitely hear your argument there, for sure, Marikan. It's still in my throat. I don't know what it is, but something is irritating my throat now. I didn't skip as a comment. No, I didn't. Alrighty, yeah. So before we know it, it's going to be the Karoo Winter Wool Festival. Before then, there's a lot of things happening. my daughter is having her show for our theatre house next week, Friday. And then the week thereafter, we're having the main shows of Robin in the Hood. And that is going to be 3 days. The 19th, the Thursday night, is our first show. The 20th is on the Friday, is our second show. And then we have 3 shows on that Saturday. So it's going to be very busy in that week. And yeah, then when that is done, it's almost time for the Karoo Winterwool Festival. I'm really looking forward to that. Because we're going to see familiar faces, visit all the amazing yarn vendors. The farm where the Karoo Winterwool Festival is hosted is really, really a beautiful farm, beautiful setting. So I cannot wait to go back to that farm. And yeah, so it's going to be really, really, really lovely. If you are able to go, I can highly recommend you going. Suzette says she's busy with line carding number 3. Wow. Edith says, what is everyone doing for Knit and Crochet Public Day on the 12th of June? That is a very good no, 14th. 14th of June, next week Saturday. Next week Saturday is World Knit and Crochet in Public Day. Are you going to do something? Would you want me to maybe host a live in the morning? I am definitely doing a live 1:30 in the afternoon for Colorwork Beanie. But is it something that you would like me to do? Maybe you're not joining any group in public. Would you want to have a celebration here? Let me know, because then I would probably think about something like that and do it if you are willing, if there's a need for me to do that. Then I will host a live. I'm not going out that day. I will be at home. So yeah, let me know and we can arrange something for a YouTube live maybe. Oh, wow, Suzette. Suzette says, can't wait for next weekend. Knit in Public Springbok has a first-time meeting. That is awesome. That is truly lovely. Yeah, I don't think anyone in Bloemfontein is doing something, not that I'm aware of. And I truly don't have the capacity to arrange something like that for Bloemfontein. So yeah, I'm going to be very lovely here comfortably in my house. And so if there's a need for me to do something, I will definitely host something here on YouTube for those that wants to join in the public spaces at home. That is funny. But let me know if you know about anything. I know there's a function at the Tannie Issi's Tea Garden, which Naughty Habit is hosting in either Pretoria. I'm not sure exactly where that is, but I saw that. And now you know about Springbok having a function. Susanna, is there something maybe in your area in Australia? That would be interesting to know. So yeah. And Edith, where are you going for Crochet and Knit in Public Day? Yep. Okay, I think the thing is out of my throat now. Feels better. It feels better. Yeah, this is becoming easier. I think I'm getting used to the yarn. So it's becoming a little bit easier to knit on this yarn. It's not really that bad, but in the beginning, it took me a while to get used to this yarn, to get used to the feel of this yarn. But I think I'm getting it. I'm getting used to it. Edith says, yes, I'm attending the Naughty function in Pretoria. All right, I think that event is sold out because, yeah, there's obviously just a certain amount of spaces available. And so that function is sold out actually. So if you're interested, you would not be able to go to that function. Susanna says, not that I'm aware of. I'll have to check online. Yeah, I think you'll have to browse. Maybe you'll find a place. That would be super cool, right? Suzette says, my children told me, Mom, every day knit in public is every day for Suzette is a knit in public day because she is knitting a lot in public. That is what I feel like myself. We had a discussion this morning with the Greenside get together about where we knit in public. And it's so funny. The one time I was sitting at the dentist. I'm in the dentist chair. Now I'm really anxious when I need to go to the dentist or a gynecologist. It's 2 visits to a doctor's office that I absolutely dread to do. And they had to do a crown at the back of my mouth. And so they put all this stuff in your mouth and do all the injections to numb your mouth. And then they have to wait a long time while they print the crown. I don't know. So I'm lying there in fear, right? So scared. And I always have my knitting with me, always. And so the doctor said, okay, I'm going to leave you now for like 15 minutes just to get your mouth properly numb and get the stuff ready for the procedure, what. And I'm like, can I just please knit? Can you just like put me up a little bit? I want to knit because I am not going to survive this if I'm not be able to knit. So I was sitting there, face all numb, knitting on my sock, just like giving me comfort, like making me like taking the stress away. So we all discussed this morning at the event this morning, where do we sit and knit, like doctor's office, waiting for your child to get out of school, at an airport while you wait for flights, in the aeroplane. Yeah, so where have you knitted? Private places, public places where you've knitted before. That would be interesting to know. I need a tissue now. And I don't have one. Joy. I don't have a tissue. I thought I had a tissue. Wait, I do have a tissue. Ha ha. Springbok is at this. The Springbok event is at the Springbok Lodge restaurant. Oh, that is lovely. That's going to be fun. So who's arranging the event? Suzette, is that you? Are you arranging the event? But that sounds like a lot of fun. And from what time till what time? What is the details of that? There's still space available? Who do they need to contact if they want to go there? Let us know. That is fun. Yeah, so I've knitted on a plane. I've crocheted on a plane, waiting for the plane, doctor's offices, in movie theaters, so many places. Oh, while I wait for Estea's takeaway order, I'll stand there and knit. I've placed my order, now I stand and wait for the food, and I'm just knitting away while I wait. Suzette says, I knit in the grocery store, in the chemist, and in the chemist also while I wait for my children on public transport. Yeah, that is so much fun. I love to do that. And you always have people that comes over and like, oh, my grandmother does this, or my mom is a knitter or a crocheter, or what are you busy with? It's so beautiful. Then you'll have the response of, but what, do you sell this? Or whatever the case might be. It's always a lot of questions, but also always, always lovely. People are surprised. And then you get these ladies that is doing knit and crochet at home. It's almost like forbidden. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Like they do it just when they're sitting with their husband and watching TV. It's the only time they knit and crochet. And it's like nobody knows. It's a secret. And then they see you knitting in public, like waiting at the steers, waiting at the chemist, or whatever the case might be. And they're like shocked to see you in public doing something like that. Is it possible? Really? I think I might out myself as well and also do this in public. It's always interesting to me. Like they are so surprised to see somebody doing it outside of their sanctioned home. Okay. It's Annelies Erasmus in Springbok. That's the organizer. She met Annegret last year. I think that's where the seed was planted. Oh, that's awesome. You go, Annegret. Julmi says, you should sell this. That's the funniest, right? I always get that. Like, oh, you can make so much money with this. Do you sell this? How many do you make in a month? How many do you knit in a month? And I'm like, you will not be able to afford me. You will not be able to afford this. Like I tell them straight, I'm knitting socks, merino socks. And they're like, oh, this is gorgeous. Can I, can I buy this? And I'm like, I don't think you'll be able to afford it. Oh, Suzette, that is awesome. Springbok people knew me for knitting in public. That is super cool. That is super cool. I wish more people can do it in public. It always feels to me like it's a secret. People are doing it in secret. Sometimes that's how it feels to me. And I don't understand it. I really don't. It's crazy. But I cannot move around. And when I say move around, I'm meaning get out of my house and go to places, whichever places it may be, and not have a project bag with me. If I'm not having a project bag with me, it is very strange. Very strange. So I would say 99.5% of the time, I always have my project bag with me. Always. Always, always, always. Because you just never know what's going to happen, right? You may stand at the till in line waiting to pay for your groceries. And then somehow there's a holdup, right? Now you're standing. Now you have two options. You can either get very upset, frustrated, and your temper is starting to go up because now it's taking so much time. Or you can decide, oh, you know what? This is giving me time to knit. I can knit 1 or 2 or 3 extra rounds on my socks and I can use the opportunity. It's a win for me, you know? So I tend to go for the second option because I don't have to lose my marbles. I almost said a very bad word. And lose my temper, get frustrated, get irritated. I'm irritable, you know? So I just, wow, it's an opportunity to knit a few extra rounds. Springbok, okay. Suzette says that's special. Oh, Suzette says Rosemary, it's special. Suzette says I always have on the go, oh dear. I always have an on the go project on the go. I even knit in the towing truck while we drove to somebody in distress. Yep. If my husband is driving, guess what I'm doing? And we talked about it this morning as well. about how much crafting can mean for when you're dealing with anxiety, when you're dealing with mental health issues, depression, whatever the case might be. Knitting, crochet, or crafting can be a true comfort. When you lost a loved one, grieving, going through a grieving process, going through some trauma. I have found that knitting and crochet grounded me. You know, it's the repetitive movements of the craft and keeping your hands busy while you're managing through processes and thoughts and whatever the case might be. But it really helped me, and it still does. If I am having a stressed day at work, this grounds me. Knitting and crochet and crafting really brings back, it just slows down your rhythm. It's calming you down. Repetitive movements is good for us. And yeah, there's actually going to be at the end of July, I think it's the 26th of July. Let me just quickly make sure. Yes, there's going to be, wait, I'm going to talk total nonsense. So let me quickly look for the details. Hold on. Before I tell you total lies. Okay, so it's a yarn and craft day here in Bloemfontein. It's hosted by Estereza Yarn Creations. It's going to be Saturday, the 26th of July, 10 o'clock till 3 o'clock in the afternoon at a church in Langenhoven Park. There's going to be a workshop held by Mariana Leroux. And it's going to be visible mending. Right? Visible mending can mean a lot of things, and I will quickly unpack that. Then there's going to be a presentation by Dr. Henriette van den Berg. She is amazing. I've seen one of her talks, and the talk deals with trauma, grief, depression, anything in terms of our emotional health and well-being, together with what is the impact that crafting is having on these types of things. She's an amazing presenter, and that is her focus of work. So interesting. And then Mariana Leroux will do a visible mending class workshop, and obviously the entrance is free. There will be vendors with yarn and art and ceramic and what. It's so nice. And yeah, so if you're in the area in Bloemfontein on the 26th of July, I can highly recommend you go. I'll be there. And visible mending, right? It is mending of the pieces that we're working on, but it can also be mending on our issues that we face, our emotional status, our emotional well-being. So yeah, I think that's going to be an awesome day. And yeah, we've been talking about it this morning, about how craft really impacts us as human beings and how it really helps us. And sometimes it's therapy, and therapy that is costing us less than going to all these, which I am not saying you should not go to, but going to see a psychologist or whatever the case might be. This can be a way of therapy, and it truly is. So, I love that. I really, really love to say to people, please craft more, because it helps you. It really does help us through difficult times. Julie says, I have to sit when I crochet. I can't stand while doing it. Don't know why. It's interesting. Sometimes people are struggling to do that while they cannot walk and knit and crochet, or they cannot stand and crochet. The other day, I was having a little bit of pain and I couldn't sit, so I was standing the whole time while I knit. And I knit in the line, but I fully understand the problem. I have to say, I will not be able to knit or crochet a heavy item like a blanket or a sweater. It needs to be something on-the-go project, like a sock, a small project. So then I cannot deal with color work or something difficult while you walk or you stand, for instance. I need to sit down as well. Suzette says, knitting is my comfort and my creative knitting calming down. Yes, it is a calming down mechanism, right? My husband becomes really worried when he doesn't see me craft, when he doesn't see me knit or crochet. Like, he's like, what's wrong? Is there something wrong? Why are you not knitting, or why are you not crocheting? Why is there not something that you're busy with? Maggie says, ek kan dit ook sê, dit het my baie gehelp na my man se dood. Dit hou jou brein baie besig. So she says she can say the same thing. It helped her tremendously after the passing of her husband, and it kept her brain busy. It's true. Edith says instead walk and even walk and even did a standing yoga pose. What? Edith was doing a yoga pose while she was crocheting. Okay, like, this is amazing. I would love to see that. Like, how did you do it? That is amazing. Doing a yoga pose. So I stand, walk. Oh, that's what she says. I stand, walk, and even did a standing yoga pose once while crocheting. Maybe we must do and see what type of crocheting and knitting we can do while we do certain things, right? It feels like you're having superpowers. When you had a little baby, right? And you have this baby on the hip all the time. You become that mom with a hip, like the baby's on the hip, and you became a superwoman just using one hand, right? Can you remember those days where you can make food, you can wash dishes, you can hang up clothes on the line, take them down, fold clothes, all with just one hand? That is like the vibes I'm getting here with crocheting and doing a yoga pose. That is amazing. She says she's going to send me a pic. That is extraordinary. But it's amazing how, when I think back about those days, having my daughter on my hip, and I could do all the things. I don't think I can do it again. I doubt. I could probably do it. But yeah, we're amazing. We're amazing to be able to adjust and, with limitations that's given to us, being able to still progress and do one foot in front of the other, right? We have the ability. Sometimes you think you don't have it, but when you're in a difficult situation like that, and any difficult situation that we can think about, if you are just able to take the next step and the next step and figure it out, you're able to work through a difficult moment, like having a baby on your hip, and and go forth and go through a certain difficult period. She said she emailed it. All right. I see it's 2 minutes and then the hour is gone. I don't know what happened. I don't know how an hour can go by so quickly. It's unbelievable when you're having fun with great people like you guys. And we're talking about all things yarny and knitting and crochet related. So that is just absolutely awesome. Love that. So we can start to say goodbye in the YouTube Live comments. We're going to see each other again next week. There was no need express here on the YouTube Live to have a live in the morning to celebrate Knitting Crochet Public Day, so I don't think I'll have one. If I have one, you will see it on YouTube notifications set up, but if not, I will have my usual YouTube Live on Wednesday night. And then we'll have the Colorwork Beanie Make Along next week, Saturday, 1:30 South African time again. So it would be lovely if you can join us. Even if you do not do a make along at the Colorwork Beanie Make Along, you're always welcome to join us on the lives. And that would be super if you can join us. All right. Suzette says, what a wonderful time. Love you all. Thanks, Suzette. I really enjoyed having you here today. Thank you for spending an hour of your special time with me. It's truly appreciated. I hope that you all have a super weekend. Please stay warm and have a super great crafting time. Much love. Mwah, from Bloemfontein. Bye, everyone.